This is a story of Tibor or Ted Rubin. It's true that he is the only Holocaust survivor to be awarded the Medal of Honor, but that isn't what makes his story so special.
It's true he spent time in a concentration camp and a POW camp in two different wars, but that isn't what makes his story so special. What makes his story so special is his love for his adopted country, his dedication, his bravery, and his selfless commitment to his fellow soldiers.
Let's dig into this.
Tibor Rubin was born in Hungary in 1929, and he was called Ted, so that's what we'll call him too. His parents were Jewish, and he had two brothers and three sisters. His father had seen the horrors of war serving in World War I. When World War II reached Hungary, one of Ted's brothers was conscripted into forced labor by the Hungarian government, who were allies of Germany. Ted's other brother tried to escape Hungary, but was captured and sent to a concentration camp.
To try and save Ted from the same fate, his father sent the teenager with a group of Polish men escaping to Switzerland in March of 1944. Just before they reached freedom at the Italian-Swiss border, the group was caught by the Gestapo.
Ted Rubin was sent to Mauthausen concentration camp in Austria. He eventually found his brother at the same camp. It was a miserable existence with starvation, disease, forced labor, and excessive exercise, and body lice that would drive some mad. And worse. Rubin said it was like a horror movie. His parents and two of his sisters were sent to Auschwitz sometime in 1944. Only one of them survived the year.
Rubin and his brother were liberated from Mauthausen in May of 1945 and sent to a displaced persons camp. The American soldiers were so compassionate that Ted Rubin made a promise to himself. He would go to America and become a GI Joe, an American soldier, to pay back the country that saved him. It would take 3 years, but Rubin did immigrate to New York in 1948.
He took the required test to enlist in the U.S. Army. He failed the first test, but in 1949 he passed with some covert help from others taking the test, and Ted Rubin enlisted in the U.S. Army. He was a GI Joe.
At 21 years old, he was on the front lines in 1950, fighting in Korea as a rifleman in the 8th Cavalry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division. His sergeant would assign the most dangerous jobs to Corporal Ted Rubin, and his unit believed and would later sign affidavits saying that the sergeant was purposely trying to get Ted killed because of his religion. But the sergeant didn't know Ted Rubin.
He was ordered to defend a hill being heavily attacked, keeping a road open for his unit to retreat by himself. For more than 24 hours, Rubin defended the hill from multiple attacks. He moved from foxhole to foxhole, shooting and throwing grenades to make it seem like the hill was well defended. And it was, but only by Rubin.
He saved a fellow soldier pinned down by sniper fire. He took hundreds of enemy fighters prisoner and killed or wounded many others. When enemy forces attacked and killed 3 machine gunners in a row, Rubin took over the gun himself and fought all night and through the next day until he ran out of ammunition, single-handedly allowing his fellow soldiers to retreat once again.
With nothing left to defend himself with, and already severely wounded in the hand, chest, and leg, he was captured on November 2nd, 1950. He was part of the infamous death marches of American POWs at a camp known as Death Valley.
When they discovered he was still a Hungarian citizen, the enemy offered to return him to Hungary. He refused, telling his captors he was from the United States of America.
His experience at Mauthausen would help him and his fellow prisoners. He had learned to make soup from boiled snow and grass and leaves. Fellow prisoners would later tell incredible stories of the things Rubin did to help them, including treating their wounds and carrying men to the latrine when they couldn't walk.
He took great personal risks to help his fellow prisoners survive, sneaking into the guard supply areas and gardens at night and stealing food. Everyone knew their captors would kill him immediately if he was caught. He did it anyway.
On April 21st, 1953, Rubin and his fellow prisoners were liberated after 30 months of captivity. He is credited with keeping more than 40 men alive while they were prisoners, not only keeping them better fed and providing what medicines he could, but by giving them all the will to live.
Ted Rubin came home on November 27, 1953, with 2 Purple Hearts. He became a U.S. citizen, married and had children, and volunteered over 20,000 hours at his local VA hospital. And he didn't know that men that he had served with since 1950 had recommended him for numerous awards and commendations, including the Medal of Honor 4 different times, and the Silver Star reportedly more than once. Their unit sergeant had refused to put the paperwork for numerous commendations through.
In 2002, the National Defense Authorization Act required the review of war records from Jewish and Hispanic military who may have been denied earned medals due to race or religion from World War II through Vietnam. Some say Ted Rubin's file was at the top of the list, and what reviewers read was astonishing.
On September 25, 2005, 55 years after the Korean War, Tibor Ted Rubin received the Medal of Honor from President George W. Bush, who called him a true son of liberty. Rubin was also inducted into the Hall of Heroes at the Pentagon, which is appropriate. He is a true American hero.
Ted Rubin, the only Holocaust survivor to receive the Medal of Honor, died in 2015 at the age of 86. The Long Beach Veterans Hospital where he had volunteered was renamed the Tibor Rubin VA Medical Center in 2017.
We'll put a link for the Medal of Honor ceremony for Ted Rubin on C-SPAN in the description if you'd like to watch.
Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey, here's another DragonDen video you might like.
And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button.
And you can hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when our videos come out.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.